Hi there. So, everyone knows ZRL, and it's been the benchmark of team racing in Zwift for years. Structured, competitive, serious. But starting out on the 3rd of March, there's another league stepping up. 6 races, 5 weeks, and a double header finale. Different team rules, different scoring, different competitions. So the question is the Dirt Racing Series the biggest rival to ZRL? So the Dirt Racing Series starts on Tuesday, the 3rd of March, and runs every Tuesday for the next 5 weeks. So across that period, there are 6 races. The final week then is a double header with 2 kind of shorter races on the same day. So straight away, the structure is a little bit different. But in terms of the team-based leagues, this uses Veloscore. The categories are instead of the traditional A, B, C, D bands that are kind of used in ZRL. It's not just another weekly race, it's a structured league with multiple competitions running all at the same time. So Veloscore then, the foundation. Unlike ZRL, which is largely operates on a traditional watts per kilo kind of category band, Dirt uses Veloscore. Veloscore is a performance based, and it is not just your FTP, it reflects how you actually race. So your finishing positions, strength of the field, and your recent results. It's dynamic. Right? Each of the leagues in Dirt has a corresponding Veloscore. And you can see the full categories just behind me up there. So instead of simply entering the A, B, C or D race based on your watts per kilo, you'd be placed in leagues based on your actual race performance, immediately tightening up the racing. Okay, so the 35-point tolerance. If you promoted into the next Veloscore, there's a built-in 35-point tolerance into the higher category. So you don't just, if you just scrape in by 1 point, then you enter the league with a slight buffer. But once you've moved beyond 35 points in that window, effectively you're out of range for that league. And because registration closes at the start of the season, you cannot simply promote mid-league and jump into a higher team. So that means no bouncing between divisions, no mid-season category switching, and no chasing stronger leagues halfway through. You qualify, you register, you race the league in that category. It keeps the structure clean, it protects the competitive balance, and it prevents movement chaos throughout the season. So since we talked about promotion, let's talk about demotion. So if you do lose Veloscore points, you will not be demoted to the league below. You will continue to race where you are, because the beauty of dirt racing is it takes your 30-day highest Veloscore. So even if you start off at, say, a diamond and lose points in races and drop down to ruby, it will take the highest score that you've had for the last 30 days. Right? It removes game in the system, it reduces kind of sandbagging concerns, and it can keep the league really competitive all the way through. Okay, so team time trial versus team timed race, right? The big tactical shift. ZRL includes a team time trial, right? Sometimes two, right? The 4 riders must finish together. It's about pacing, discipline, smooth rotations, and kind of collective execution. Dirt replaces that with something called a team timed race. It's a scratch race, right? But your team's time is taken from the 4th rider that crosses the line. It's very different, tactical, right? It can be a bit of a problem. You can attack, you can be in the split, right? But you don't have to ride in formation the whole way. But if your 4th rider cracks, then your results suffer. It's aggressive racing with team consequences, and that will be fascinating to see how that plays out. So the 4 competitions. Now this is where Dirt really separates itself from ZRL. There aren't just the team standings. There are 4 competitions running all at the same time. First up then, the team classification. That's based on the cumulative league points across all stages. If the teams are tied, then it goes to the total contributed points from across all scoring riders. If that's still tied, then it comes down to the fastest TTR time. So execution still matters right to the end. Then you've got the rider classification, which is basically individual GC. That is based on total rider points in the ITT and the point stages, but it's only your 4 best stages to count. So you can have a bad day and still be in contention. Then there's the specialist sprinter classification. That's built in solely from the FTS and FAL sprint points across the season. Again, it's your 4 best stages to count. So sprinters actually have a jersey to chase. And finally, you've got the specialist climbers classification. That's based on FTS and FAL on the KOM points. Same structure, 4 best count. So the climbers aren't just surviving, they are targeting something. ZRL is purely team based. Dirt feels layered. Team battle, individual GC, sprinters, climbers. That changes the motivation and it changes the tactics. So the time zones. Keeping it brief, it's not the sexy bit, but it matters. All you could say is another strength of Dirt is its time zone coverage. Multiple global slots mean it isn't just UK or US based, it's international participation. So, the 6 stages, but just a quick overview. This season runs across 6 stages over 5 weeks, and I'll throw a full stage list up just here. We've got a mix of points races, team timed races, ITTs, different terrain, different demands, different rider types, likely to shine each week. Some rounds look like they'll favour the punchy riders, some could split on the climbs, and on the final week we've got 2 shorter races in the same day which could completely reshape the standings. I'm not going to be detailed on tactics here. I'll be doing a dedicated recon video before every single round and kind of break down the route and the key segments, likely race scenarios and team strategy. So this is just an overview. The real detail starts later on. Hope you've enjoyed this. Good luck on dirt. Bye bye.